Closely associated with our press and publications activities are the U.S. information centers and the many cultural activities associated with them. The heart of the center is a library. People assemble freely in the centers for discussions and lectures, concerts, classes in English, and exhibits. More than 36 million people from all walks of life visited these information centers last year. Portable libraries and bookmobiles, traveling exhibits, and translations of American books extend understanding of American life and culture far beyond the walls of our information centers. Cultural activities such as these have a special importance, for people abroad too often think of us as an industrial giant without a soul. Are these activities effective? We have reason to believe they are. The communists closed down 16 information centers which we operated behind the iron and bamboo curtains. Yes, the communists know our centers are doing a good job, but there's also other evidence that these activities are effective. For example, after a United States library opened in a Far Eastern city, sales in a communist bookstore fell off more than 40%. And in Hakodate, Japan, when it was learned that the United States planned to close its library there, 40,000 citizens petitioned that the center be kept open. Another effective way of reaching peoples in the free world is through motion pictures. Motion pictures excel in bringing to life remote places, peoples, and events. Audiences totaling 500 million a year gather in halls, theaters, and on hillsides to see USIS films. Narrations of these films have been prepared in 38 languages and dialects. Most USIS films are documentaries. They're designed to provide factual information and show the identity of our interests with those of other people. For example, USIS films have brought to millions of people the true story of how Chinese prisoners of war were cared for in United Nations prison camps. Our foreign policy in action often provides a splendid opportunity to dramatize our story in motion pictures. The time, 1951. The place, Iran, during the locust plague. This is the old way of fighting locusts. This plane from the United States brings with it a modern method of fighting locusts, smaller planes equipped for aerial spraying. Talk of a decadent America falls hollow on the ears of people who have seen these pictures of aid sent 10,000 miles when it was needed. Another film which is proving popular is the pictorial story of Dr. Milton Eisenhower's goodwill tour of Latin America. He inspected construction projects, symbolic of their economic growth. He discussed problems with the workers, visiting in all 10 countries in South America. Spiritual values are important to humankind the world over. They're reflected in many of our films, such as Tanglewood, a motion picture on the annual music festival at Tanglewood, Massachusetts. Radio is the fastest means of communicating with people all over the world. At present, the Voice of America is transmitting programs in over 30 languages.
German. Hier spricht die Stimme Amerika. Wir bringen Ihnen in den nächsten...
Hindi. The Voice of America, New York है.
Though radio broadcasting is important in our information program to the free world, it is crucial in our efforts to reach the peoples held captive by the communists. It's the only means we have for penetrating the Iron Curtain. And that's why over 70% of Voice of America broadcasts are beamed to audiences in communist-held areas. To overcome the problems of reaching these people, the agency has created a far-flung radio network. Recently, 3 new 1 million-watt transmitters located at Munich, the Philippines, and Okinawa have been added to this network to beef up our signal in strategic areas. These stations are the most powerful in the world. One of the most interesting developments in our worldwide radio network is Operation Vagabond. This is the Coast Guard cutter Courier, a complete seagoing radio station. By agreement with friendly countries, it can operate in their territorial waters. Right now, the Courier is based off the Isle of Rhodes in the eastern Mediterranean. Voice of America programs picked up by the Courier are transmitted instantaneously or recorded below decks for later rebroadcast. A seagoing turntable is ready for pitch or roll. Since going into operation in the Mediterranean, the Courier has greatly strengthened the Voice of America signal to the Balkans, southern Russia, and the Near East. The Courier's transmitting antenna is held aloft 1,000 feet by means of a helium-filled balloon. Heading toward the horizon, the Courier is on its way to the crossroads of the world. Her mission, freedom. Her cargo, truth. You've seen something of what the United States Information Agency is doing to reach audiences behind the Iron Curtain. In the European satellites, it's been estimated that about 50% of the people with radio sets listen to the Voice of America. In the Soviet Union, listeners have been reported in 69 cities. In Communist China, in 14 mainland provinces. Because they fear the truth, the Communists inflict severe penalty for listening to radio broadcasts from the free world. Despite the danger, the people continue to listen. Why do they take such risks? Well, the answer has been given repeatedly by escapees such as Polish interpreter Jan Hadekiewicz, who fled the communist delegation at Panmunjom.
The Polish people are listening every day to the Voice of America as a true source of the political news. And the Voice of America brings the Polish people truth, help, and courage in such hard times.